State Representative Justin Pearson. There's a redistricting that's going on. He's currently fighting that plan because it may eliminate the majority black congressional district he was planning to run for in 2026. That's the backdrop of this. They feel that they're being disenfranchised.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You stupid mother.
Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation? I wanted to do this by partnering with organizations from the Bowdoin Democrats to the Bowdoin Republicans. I want to bring together different voices, dissenting voices, voices that may be more liberal or more conservative, in order that we can reach a point of sort of the radical middle.
Here, you've had 3 strikes laws, mass incarceration, denied us of who we are, and we are still here. And today, you'll take the only majority black district from us. But I want you to know, and I want my nephew, sons, and the future to know, no matter what you do, no matter how much you try and break us and make us bend and make us quit, we will still be here.
As well than what he did out there in the hallways with that state trooper.
You know, this discount Malcolm Luther the King, I mean, he needs to go somewhere and sit down, frankly. You know, this performative campaign ad speech, I mean, it's so embarrassing, and especially for someone, you know, a person of color, as the left would say. I mean, this does not represent the black community. It's performative. It is a political stunt. And
First thing I want to do is say to Mr. Pearson, respectfully, all the theatrical shit, that makes a lot of real people tune out. For all of the Democrats who think that they are making the right type of noise, this is the right type of trouble, or what have you, if you expect us to get behind you and support you, but you haven't got behind us and supported us. Many of these people are cosplaying. They're cosplaying like they're revolutionaries, and you know what they do? They get into office and they do the opposite of actually fight for us. There are too many black folks who don't know what their representatives do. They don't know what their representatives haven't done, which is most important. And they just think because they black, that means we want something. Here's my thing. Pearson, obviously, you learned this is the way to get the black people on your side. And I want to apologize for you being misinformed. I really do. No, seriously, I'm sorry that somebody led you astray, young man. Somebody convinced you that theatrics was the way to get what you want out of life. Substance is the way to get it. Here's my thing, Johnson. Many of the people that are making big noise about this, about the Voting Rights Act, about the changes to Section 2, they can't name a damn thing that those representatives have done for their districts. We got districts with kids who can't read anywhere near grade level. Black women dying doing something as simple as giving birth to children. We got black women dying at the same numbers, actually higher rates than third world countries. You know, when Trump calls certain countries shithole countries, we got black women dying at rates that rival their deaths in those countries. We got districts where black men are being displaced from their jobs in droves by new people coming into the community that somehow need work more than we do. Though we pay taxes, though we are citizens of this country. So we got black people that are losing their minds right now because they've been told now it's time for us to act up. Now it's our civil rights movement. What I'm saying is we should be acting up all the time because the problems that we've been having way before this Section 2 debacle. This is nothing compared to what we've been going through the last 60 years. Have you looked outside? Have you looked at the numbers? Black Americans at the top of everything bad and at the bottom of every list that's good in this country when it comes to wealth, health, and opportunity. But now y'all want to be upset because your jobs might be at risk. Well, I'm going to be doing some digging into this tonight. It's amazing how disgruntled these representatives get when it looks like they may lose a job. What about all the jobs I've been reporting on regarding black men? Well, I know what it is. They're the wrong kind of black men. See, when I talk, I'm talking about working class black men. Black men like my father who worked construction his whole life. Black men like his father. Black men like my brother who drives a bus driver. Now it's a train. What up, Keith? Black women that nurse. See, those types of black people that are losing jobs, you ain't fighting for them. You ain't lighting fires of Confederate flags in state houses. You're not risking getting locked up for people that are losing their jobs all across this country. Instead, you work for a party that's fine with bringing in people by the droves to come in and be competition in districts where you kick your feet up, go on golf outings, hobnob, hoping you can run into Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey at a benefit, go golfing with Roland Martin, maybe get a glimpse of Oprah at an event or something. You know, it's good to see that y'all have a post up. Yeah, you're awake. I thought you all were dead. Yeah, I thought all these elite blacks were dead. All it took was for a couple of your friends who are political operatives to might have to either move into a district that exists or find another line of work. That's all it took. Let's be clear here, Black America. The majority of what we're going to discuss tonight is not about you losing your rights. It's about them losing their damn jobs. Because if it was about you losing rights, we should have been storming the castle a long time ago. We lost our privacy back when Obama was president. Hell, under Bush, they threw our privacy in the trash can. We threw our democracy in the trash can with the Citizens United. We've had our rights stripped away, going on now 2 decades. The only time I'm hearing CNN, Abby Phillip, I'm going to get to you, Abby. The only time I'm hearing y'all be truly outraged is when rich black bougie blacks might not be able to go to Saks. You know what? I get why they upset. They ain't used to a hard day's work. None of them, most of them didn't get it out the mud. They only know what it looks like. They're allergic to doing shit for themselves. I get it. Come from families with a little bit of paper. And however they got here, maybe some of them they had to do some work on their own, but that was a long time ago. Right, Clyburn? Right, Representative Waters? Jamie Harrison? I mean, some of these people, what have they done for us lately? So yeah, it's going to be some people out here. They're going to feel some pain, but it's nothing like the pain working class folks been feeling. And like I said, I understand why they're upset because they ain't used to having to do shit. But it's the broke black people. My broke black Americans that are caping for them that has me wondering what the hell is going on. You know, we pride ourselves on being, street smart. We pride ourselves on knowing what time it is. Y'all don't see when y'all being played? The unemployment rate for black people is always twice as long than for white folks. And working class black folks been catching hell and being underemployed and over policed and underpaid and disrespected. And now y'all talking about pulling fire alarms. Notice that when Jamal Bowman wanted to pull a fire alarm, it wasn't because pro-black people were struggling. It was for some floor vote. For some government shit they wanted for. And when Cory Booker went on his filibuster, you know, when he did the 25-hour speech, did that have anything to do with us, working class black folks? Or was that some inner party bullshit? I mean, was he really fighting for anything particular? So where was he back when, I don't know, where was he back in 2020? When the filibuster, they weren't trying to filibuster for the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. He didn't want to do it then, huh? That wasn't a good time to do his Spartacus routine. And like I said, I understand how these cushy ass, soft ass, elite blacks who ain't used to a hard day's work, I understand why they be upset. They're allergic to having to get it out the dirt, but I'm trying to figure out what your poor ass, what your working class ass, what your lower middle class ass is doing caping for that. As if these people been fighting for you. Now, if you had all of this, all these great things your representatives were doing for you, that somehow skipped your neighbors. There's always going to be some Negro gonna come out the woodwork and tell me about how, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Roland said, and this person said, and this other one said, and they've been doing this. They've been fighting for us. Yo, they've been fighting for you like this? Did you see Justin Pearson talking to that cop like that? That brother wants a job, sir. Was he talking like that about you? Oh, you're not dumb enough to think that's for you. Are you? You don't think, you're not that naive, are you? You're not that naive. I just told you where we are. The home foreclosure rate, the home foreclosure rate, the homeless rate. You could just add those two columns together. If they ain't been running around with the hair on fire doing with those two issues, what are they talking about? And if they ain't been willing to crash out on your behalf until now, that don't tell you everything you gotta know? Really? Look, man, you don't get to be old being no fool, but some people are being foolish right now. You have to be able to see through this. This is some performative hijinks. This is disrespectful. It's not about Republican talking points or supporting gerrymandering. We're going to get into some more specifics about the demolitioning of Section 2. My good friend, we'll discuss it further in depth so that you can report back to Roland. But at the end of the day, fam, all we're talking about really is people that ain't done a whole hell of a lot for us to begin with who weren't willing to crash out. Don't tell me it's because of white supremacy and these systems. I don't want to hear that. Hey, look, man, whether you're Republican or Democrat, most of them take donations are funded by some of the same special interest groups, Big Pharma, Big Tech, prison industrial complex, and also the military industrial complex. There's 4 of them, okay? That's what it is. It doesn't really matter what side, okay? And unless you're willing to crash out and be a one-term whatever, a one-term representative, a one-term lawmaker, then what good are you? Because that's the type of energy you got to have going in. You got to have balls to the wall energy like he had, like Justin Pearson just had, but not for himself, not because he think he not going to get a job. He should have had his balls to the walls all this time. For all of the issues that I've been naming in this monologue, they should have been more energized about what's been happening in these communities. I keep telling y'all, the corruption goes deep and it goes far. And the only way we're gonna turn it around is if we keep waking people up. So I'm not here to dump on you, but I gotta say, we gotta stop being naive. It's time to be super selfish. So you know what's gonna be beautiful about this? What's gonna be beautiful when this redistricting really hits? Y'all gonna be hardcore on any white representatives that serve your district. You're gonna go in there, you ain't gonna be compromising, you're gonna be very blunt about what you want. Because you're gonna see them as the enemy. So you have a false sense of comfort by looking at a black person. They use the same hair products, watch some of the same shows, know even some of the same music, have some of the same playlists, and you get lulled to sleep like a lullaby because you both share melanin. You know what's deeper than melanin? Your ass live in a capitalistic society. Paper. Power. So what's going to happen is inevitable, and I feel bad for these representatives because what's going to happen is some of these black folks that are very upset are going to find themselves in a predicament where they're going to realize pretty quickly that putting foot to ass to some of their new representatives, if that's what happens, I don't know what's going to happen, but in some of these districts, I can only imagine there's going to be some changes. And those changes may actually result in better performance. I hate to say it, but a number of black folks who serve black folks don't always serve black folks so well. I mean, just been an observation that happens from time to time. Not all the time, but ask Keith Lee, some of the restaurants he went to, some of them were not as hospitable as you would think they would be. And then when he called him out, what did they do? Threaten to meet him on the road. So what I imagine is going to happen, I imagine it's going to be some reluctantly more satisfied, happy citizens, black Americans, who ain't going to have the guts to say it. But do me a favor. When that happens, when you realize, when being cut and dry, treating this shit like a business, because that's what you're going to do when it's going to be some Latinos and Asians or white folks in that office and they run it, you'll cut the bullshit. What's on the table? You don't want to hear about the time you was with Patti LaBelle. You ain't going to want to hear. You ain't gonna care what's in their playlist. You're not gonna care what books they watched. Did they go see the new movie did you catch the new Tubi movie? You ain't gonna give, shut up. You're gonna be like, get to the point, what you gonna do for my community? And it's gonna be what it should have always been. A transactional relationship. Because see, we're dealing with the remnants of this country and what it's done to us. And it has punctured a lung. You know, it's deformed us in ways where we don't always see as clearly, we don't always think as clearly about our self-interest, and we are willing to accept less when we need to demand more, not less, and we overcompensate for it. And Democratic Party, the machine itself, takes advantage of that. takes advantage of you, me, us, and in ways that we won't allow the Republicans to do. That makes sense? It's a shame. It's a shame. It may come to that. You know, it's a shame. I wish it wasn't. I wish we could have woke up before this, without this, right, and got it. But whenever we would say, hey, what's going on in Memphis? What's going on in Baltimore? What's going on in Chicago? Why are you bringing that up? Why are you dumping on a brother? Why are you dumping on a sister? Why are you... Well, you know what? You ain't going to have to say that no more. You won't say it. You'll be like, yeah, give it to him, Tim. Get on him. Hit him, Tim. Because they won't be black. It's a shame that it's going to take that. It's a shame we couldn't hold ourselves accountable to the degree that we need to hold ourselves accountable to make that party get off its ass. You understand what I'm saying? To make that party put up or shut up or get the stepping and pack it up. We should have been that way 20 years ago. It's been 60 years of getting 90% of our votes every election. And you're willing to go another 40 being mistreated and undervalued and outplaced, replaced by a whole nother influx of people, and you're willing to let that happen to be nice. Because somebody look like you or remind you of your cousin or your nephew or your ex-wife or they're cute. Or look at the shoulders. He's tall. I love the way he talk. Look at Justin Pearson. He done remade himself into a whole different person for you. Grew out a fro and started talking like Malcolm Martin, Sharpton X Umar. Because of you, to fit whatever he thinks you want him to be. When all we needed his ass to be was effective and go crazy on our behalf for our issues. Crash out for us, not for yourself. So when you talk about this segment, and when they, because you know they're gonna come for me, and it's cool. I work for myself. They can't fire me. When they label me all the horrible shit, they're gonna label me. I've been called everything except a child of God by these people. Just know I'm fighting for us. And if these people were willing to buck their party, they were willing to tell their party to kiss their black asses and do what needs to be done for their people, then maybe it wouldn't have come to this. And maybe I'd be riding with them and for them. But if they're not willing to ride for me, I don't ride for them. Simple. I come from a time, Gen X stand up, we go to the club together, we come back together, or we don't come home. But these people, they went to the club because of us. And then when shit got, then they looked, when things got bad, they just left. Now, we're not selling out. And they're not selling out, they never brought in. They always been for self. That Democratic Party made them get their heads right quick. Because being for us would have cost them their jobs, and they had to make a choice, and they chose wrong. And now that's going to cost them. And before I close, let me just say this, before we go to the next thing, let me just say this. There is a piece of me that knows, I understand. The system is set up in such a way where it cuts both ways. It's a catch-22, You're between a rock and a hard place. If you defend and fight for black Americans, then you're liable to put yourselves in a position where they get rid of you, you set yourself up. I get it. Here's the thing. These are hard choices. These are hard choices. There's this Russian saying that I just learned. Let me see if I get this right. Those that don't take risk don't drink champagne. And some of these motherfuckers are going to have empty glasses. You're watching the most dangerous show in America. My name is Tim Black. Hit the subscribe button if you ain't already subscribed. Stop playing with me. We mean business tonight. Let's bring it.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.